Why did I choose righteousness? Hmm. Well, it's simple, man. I had someone in my life that showed me what righteousness really looks like. Right? I had a solid example of it. So um, that's what made me choose it up myself as an adult. And that person that showed me that was my Uncle Kevin, man. Love you, Uncle Kev. Um, he is super instrumental and a big part of who I am right now, and who you guys see right now. Um, in my teenage year, my early teenage years to mid teenage years, pretty much all through high school, man. I would watch him come home and study the Bible, right? And not only that, I saw him. He didn't watch TV. He was very disciplined, very, very disciplined, man. And you know, that's a big turnaround of who I saw from him when we were younger. And as I've gotten older, he became an example of what God can do if you allow Him to do it, man. You know how God can change your life if you allow it, if you choose it. So that's what led me to choose it for myself again as an adult, man. He had me just as disciplined as him, growing up, man, in high school. Whether it be boxing or martial arts or youth groups, um, all those things, man, all those things that I was doing that was separate from a lot of my peers after school and stuff like that. So even after school, man, I was busy up until like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, whether it be studying or training, physical training and stuff like that. So, um, and also he's always been my counsel as well, right? God says, um, a wise man seeks counsel, right? So he's always been my counsel whenever I was going through things with like other family members or in the street or whatever the case may be. He was there every step of the way, man, every step of the way. So he was an example of what uh, God's love really is, or what it really looks like in my life. You know, so that's when I understood that God definitely has to be real because you know, look at this. Look at what I have, man. Even when I was, like I said, when I was incarcerated, he would be there. He would make sure I had money on my books. Um, he just always made sure that my head was on straight, whether I just needed to talk or something like that. So get good counsel in your life, man. You need good counsel. That's very important. It's very instrumental. It will help you a lot. You have to have good counsel, man. Somebody that's grounded and rooted in faith, and in the spirit of God, man. So um, I'd say that righteousness chose me, but at the same time, I was led into it with a very strong example. So once I took it up for myself, and I started to feel different and understand that you can't be this way, right? You can't smoke and drink and carry on and lead that life and then still say you're about God. So, I had to choose, man. I had to pick a side. So I chose this side. I know what that side is like too. I know what that side is like too, man. Having the D number and you know what I mean, eating them trays. You know, I know what that side is like too, man. Just going through it, man. I know what that's like too. Crying, doing a lot of crying, doing asking God a lot of questions, and always, just always kind of like in the space of figuring myself out. But um, once I started reading and studying and understanding it, and decided to change and let those things go. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect at all, but I can tell you guys this, man. Once you choose this side, this path, it is difficult. It's difficult. It's the only thing that makes it difficult is because you have to let go of everything that you're accustomed to. So if you like to drink every weekend, you gotta let that go. If you like to smoke all the time, you gotta let that go. If you like to party all the time, you gotta let that go. You gotta surround yourself with the people that's walking the same lines that you are. You know what I mean? You got to find your spirit family. And what I mean by spirit family is, if you're being a representative of God and His strength and His power, then you have to find those people that are walking those same lines. You know what I mean? You have to surround yourself with the same kind of people. So, and if you're smoking, if you're drinking, if you're carrying on, of course you're going to be surrounded by those kind of people. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, choosing righteousness was probably the best thing that's ever happened to me, man. I love the way I feel about myself. I like who I see in the mirror now. You know, I'm proud of my progress, man. I could be a whole lot better. I'm not saying I have this like mastered it down pat. I could be a whole lot better, man. But I am proud of who I am now. I really am. You know, coming from where I was before and just going through it. You know, I never went too far out there, but just enough that I could have ended up dead or in the jail for a long time. So the Elohim spared me from going through those things, but well, going too far, I should say. But yeah, yeah. Um, God already chose you. All you got to do is choose God, and you'll see how things change. So that's why I chose righteousness. Yeah.